think today is the day we've been waiting for. Hello beautiful people of YouTube and welcome to another video. I'm very excited to be sharing this video with you because this period of time has had a lot of changes and progress and surprises, and it's been great. So let's get started. Let me begin with week 14. So week 14 started with me being able to go back to the spinner. This here is a spinner, and my physical therapist just cleared me to go on the spinner. So I'm super excited. The spinner is a tool designed to help you spin off ice, to allow you to get the feeling of the spin and be able to learn different positions even when you're not on the ice. I asked my physical therapist if it was okay to try it. My main concern was to stop the spin with my right leg and that could cause any damage or that could cause any impact in the hip. But he seemed to be okay, and I've been trying it for a week and it looks okay. And I was so excited to be able to pull off more than just one rotation when I did it for the first time. It was really nice. So I started doing the spinner for 10 minutes every day. The hip would feel a little bit sore after it, but then it would go away. However, throughout the week, I have had soreness in my hip. I had some stiffness. The hip did feel stuck a couple of times, and my left heel was in a lot of pain. So now I have also an exercise for the left heel for kind of like foot or ankle strengthening, which is basically, and I'll show it with my hand because I cannot do it with my foot yet. Let's imagine that this is the foot. It's to get the arch as tight as possible. Lift the arch and let it go. And then lift the arch and let it go, but without using your toes. It's super hard. Try it out. It's really hard. And with all these different sensations, we made it to physical therapy, where something crazy finally happened. So excited.
I mean, once you go to like this, you'll have it. We're just gonna go. So forward, back punch. Go to a little east out. Forward. So it's gonna be here. We're gonna go one. Here. Wait. So you're like, you still look.
Thank you. Thank you. Yay! Yay! I'm running again! I'm so excited! Oh my gosh, this is amazing. It's funny because I am not a runner, and I don't really, it's not a hobby of mine, but this means the world to me. I'm so happy that I was able to run. It was 70% of my weight, 0.7 miles, 1 minute walking, 1 minute running, but I'll take whatever. Give me whatever they want to give me, I will take it. I'm so excited. So let me introduce you to the anti-gravity treadmill. It's a very interesting device where you put these shorts on and there is a zipper that locks you into the machine, and then the machine starts blowing air and it creates kind of like a bubble situation where the air lifts you. So that's basically the anti-gravity portion of the machine. The machine calibrates your body, and then it gives you the option of choosing how much weight you want to run in. So my physical therapist chose 70%, and I started walking for a minute, and then I ran for a minute, and then I walked and I ran for 5 times. I ended up covering like 0.7 miles, which is really not that much, but I'll take it. I was very excited to go back to running. I'm not a runner, but this was one of the biggest milestones. You know, just having the possibility of feeling like your body can move again and that the hip is gonna be okay is really priceless. I did that twice this week. First time with 70% of my weight, second time with 75% of my weight. Same sets every time, 1 minute walking, 1 minute running. And the hip was doing great. The night of the first time, I did go to bed feeling like I have run like a 10K or something like that. My feet were really, really sore and my legs were also sore. The next day, I had something that I call a heavy sitting day where I spent a bunch of time sitting and my hip was really sore. So I don't know if it was from the running or if it was from the sitting, but it was definitely sore. And then the next day I did the treadmill again, which was really cool. And another thing that I did that day, which was really amazing, was that my physical therapist challenged me on a single leg squat contest or whatever. I was supposed to do single leg squats to the point of exhaustion. And that meant that I did 33 single leg squats with my right leg in the first round and 40 single leg squats with my right leg on the second round. That's crazy. That's so exciting because I can see that something is happening, like things are moving forward. That was really, really cool as well. So that meant that today I didn't really do much in terms of physical therapy because my body is really sore. I just did like week 4 post-op type of physical therapy exercises. So yeah, that's the summary of this week. Very exciting. I was starting to lose it, so I'm very happy that things are moving forward. Welcome to the quinceañera week. Welcome to 15 weeks. It's been that long since the surgery. And this week started with me trying to work on my flexibility. You might have seen it in previous videos. I am working on my hamstrings flexibility. And I realized that my right leg goes farther than the left leg. And the right leg is the surgical leg. So one would expect that the left leg would be the one that is more flexible and that would go farther, and it's always been the more flexible leg. So I was a little bit confused and I brought it up to my physical therapist, and of course when he did it, it worked and the left leg went all the way, and I was like, keep going, let's get those splits. We did not get the splits, but it did go way farther than when I do it. And he explained to me that I might have some sort of like sciatic nerve irritation or like a stuckness or something like that. So he taught me this exercise where I lay down with my arms flat, my core engaged, and then I flex my foot, put it a little bit inwards, and then raise the leg until I feel the tension and start pumping the foot for a couple of times, like 5 or 6 times, and then bring it down, stretch, and repeat that 5 times. And he said that if I really want to get flexible, I should do it a couple of times a day. The body has a lot of things going on in it, and I guess that's why you need medical professionals to help you in these kind of journeys. The highlight of this week was the dog show that we participated through the weekend. My dog competed for the first time in obedience. This has become one of the hobbies that have kept me sane because it's a thing that I can actually do. It doesn't require me to run or to do anything too hard on my body. So we've done it a lot. We've trained. We're training with every meal. We are very, very committed to this. So we went to the dog show and competed for the first time. And funny enough, when I sent the video to my family and friends of us competing, instead of looking at my dog's abilities, they were looking at the way that my hip was performing, which I found hilarious. And a lot of people's feedback to start was, oh my gosh, your hip looks so good. You're walking no problem. I'm really impressed with your recovery. And then they will be like, oh, and by the way, good job with the dog. And I'm like, okay. I was not expecting that because I live in this body every day. So I don't see the progress the way that other people do. So it's always good to have this feedback every now and then of people that are not seeing you every single day and that wouldn't expect you to be where you are. And it definitely helps to keep going. So I was very excited with that. The hip did go under test during this show because we were on our feet a lot. I was leaning, I was bending, I was standing, I was sitting. There were a lot of different positions for longer periods of time. So by the end of the weekend, I was definitely in pain. And when we went out for our last walk of the day, I started feeling this burning sensation when I walked. like my muscles were burning, but then not like muscle burn, but actually like fire burn in my muscles. It was really weird, and it was in the hip flexor, like this area of the hip. So I told that to my physical therapist, and the next session we basically spent it recovering. So he did a lot of work on the table, moving my leg, helping with whatever is going on in there. We did less of the weighted exercises, but I still ran in the anti-gravity treadmill. Now I'm running with 80% of my weight, and the hip was okay. I could run, and I started feeling that pain that you get when you're running. You know what pain I'm talking about. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I had forgotten that this hurts. And you really don't take that as a good thing, you know, like when you're running and it hurts, it's actually uncomfortable. But since I haven't felt that way in a long time, it was crazy and nice to feel even those tiny little pieces of discomfort in my body. My left heel is still a little bit upset. It's in pain. I had like 2 days worth of pain, which makes me think that I am not balancing the weight on both legs yet. Which is something that I'm working on. It doesn't seem like I'm doing a good job, so I have to be more aware of where my body is, which is another thing that I've been working on this week, being more aware of my body. My physical therapist keeps repeating that when you have a surgery, there is a disconnection between your mind and your body. So it's good to also have exercises that just allow you to reconnect with your body and know which position you are. Is your hip straight? Is your hip open? Is your hip closed? And things like that, which have been very, very good. And then the last thing that closed this week, which was kind of a bucket of ice water that it's a little bit of a difficult pill to swallow, is that I am not going back to the ice yet. Originally, 2 months ago, my physical therapist calculated that by now I could go back to the ice, just, stroke back and forth. And I asked during our last session, I was like, hey, you said that maybe by this time I could go back to the ice. And he said that he doesn't think I'm ready. So he said that probably 3 more weeks. I don't know if that included week 15 or it's like from now on 3 weeks. I'm gonna think it is from now on 3 weeks. In that way, if it is less than that, I will be excited and surprised. But yeah, these are the things that put your patience into test, that make you go back to the basics, because the way that I see this is that this is a long-term run. This is not a speed race. This is a marathon. And what I want to get out of this is a life pain-free and strong leg and not have to worry about this injury again. And if that means that now I have to take it easy, well, that's what I have to do. Sound very mature, but it's hard, I am a human as well. So I also get impatient. But I try to go back to this, which is the bigger picture. Yeah, that takes us to the end of week 15. Thank you so much for following the journey. Thank you so much for coming along. Let me know down in the comments, where in the journey are you? And if you like this video, please give it a like, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!